Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all. I want to talk about what college football coaches are on the hot seat heading into week 8. Hey, man, before I get started, hey, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share button. And also give me your feedback on what you all think about this episode right here and the content that I'm about to put out. But listen, let's talk about college football. Some of the best coaches in the world. Why are these coaches on the hot seat? I'm gonna tell you all why. Because they're just not cutting the mustard. When you come to these big schools, they expect for you to win, and they expect for you to win now. That is the biggest issue. These teams cannot win when these colleges want them to win. I'm gonna talk about maybe 2, 3 coaches who I feel seat is hot right now. And when I mean hot, I mean the devil is up under their seat right now. You see, like they own the stove type of hot. That's the type of hot, like standing in front of a heater right now. That's the type of hotness that I'm talking about. When I say that, I feel like these coaches here might not make it past this season, but I got one that I know have to make it. When I tell you all why he have to make it past this season and beyond. But the number one coach on my list that seat should be very hot is Sam Pittman down there at Arkansas. Sam Pittman, yes, man, I'm putting you on the hot seat. You're hot because the Hogs are cold right now. This team right here is 6-7. They were 6-7 last year, okay, in which, a lot of those a lot of those losses was on you. A lot of those losses was coaching. This year, this team is 2-4 to start off the season. Well, actually, 2-5. This team right here has looked very, very bad. And to think about, Arkansas is paying this man all of this money just to lose games. That's not a good thing. Yes, they played Alabama good. They have played, but I'm gonna tell you when it started. It started against BYU. First of all, the defense is not good. And okay, I'm gonna give you a pass on this, Sam. At least I can say that you lost your offensive coordinator. So you had to bring in an offensive coordinator that you didn't want. Kendall Browns was a big loss for this Arkansas Razorback team. And I honestly feel if he left at the wrong time, if I'm Kendall Browns, I stay at Arkansas. Because if he stayed at Arkansas will be running the same offense that they ran last year, which was one of the best in the nation. It was the defense last year. It was the defense that couldn't stop nobody. It wasn't the offense. The offense could put up points. Now, this season, the offense has been stagnant. This game right here, they might explode. This game right here, they might not do too much. And the number one person that was really affected by the loss of Kendall Browns is star quarterback KJ Jefferson. Yes, KJ Jefferson was the number one guy that was affected by Kendall Browns leaving to go to TCU. And it tells it the proof is in the stats. If you look at KJ Jefferson's stats from last season to this season, hell, I say it's the NIL. I just say he came back for the wrong reason. I say it's the money. But I got to go to coach because you can't take a step back after one season in which you had your coach and you pretty much dominated. You played a hell of a season. Was probably considered one of the top 3 quarterbacks coming back in the SEC. And then this year to being what you are right now. That is number one. Number 2 is I honestly feel like star tight end, the tight end going down. Rocket Sanders has been hurt he's been plagued by injuries all season. And I that's a coach. Why are you allowing your star running back to take these big hits in practice? Sam Pittman, you're number one on my list as the heated up as coaches on the hot seat heading into week 8. Sam Pittman, you're number one. Number 2, Billy Napier from Florida. Now, it's a little different with Billy Napier because Florida had the number 4 recruiting class. Now, Arkansas didn't have no number 4 recruiting class. So that tells me that Sam Pittman is not really getting the top recruits. Florida is actually getting the top recruits, and they still can't compete with the Alabama, the LSU. Okay, they can't compete with those the big school, the Georgia. But you're recruiting against them though. You're recruiting against them, so that means you're out recruiting a lot of these colleges, but you can't beat them on the field. So that's head coaching. That's why. That's why I feel that Billy Napier, his time in Florida is numbered. Yes, his time in Florida is numbered. That's right. It was my GoPro. It was going dead. I thought it was already turned off. Yeah. I gotta watch that. So his time in Florida is numbered right now. Billy Napier, you're number 2 on my coaches that's on the hot seat. Yes, your seat is hot. Number 3, Jimbo Fisher down there at Texas A&M. Now, see, Jimbo Fisher, his situation is a little bit different. First of all, they gave this man $94 million, almost $100 million to leave Florida State to come to Texas A&M. First of all, he was overpaid. That's number 1. How can you pay somebody who won one national championship to come to your school? Now, Nick Saban is worth $100 million. I'm giving Nick Saban $100 million. Jimbo Fisher, he's a really good coach, but he ain't no $100 million coach. So they can give this man right here $94 million, in which the contract is fully guaranteed. So if they fire Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M, they would have to pay this man $70 million. Don't get me wrong, Texas A&M, of course, they don't really care about the money. Here, they gave him a $100 million contract to even come there to coach. So they clearly don't care about the money. But I don't think they're going to allow themselves to let him go after 3 years. In a sense, they did get rid of Kevin Sumlin, in which Kevin Sumlin and Jimbo Fisher had identical records. Neither one of them had won nothing. Neither one of them pretty much, they every now and then they might beat Alabama, but neither one of them really won a big game. A big game, meaning the SEC championship, the national championship. Neither one of them had done that. You fired one coach because he couldn't get to the big game. But this coach right here, you have to let his contract play out at least another 2-3 years. Because you want to know why? Because why would I fire you and I got to pay you $70 million to basically stay at home? $70 million for him to go away. He got $70 million. $60 million next season. $50 million the next season. So you see where I'm going with this? You are paying this man all this money to basically recruit good and lose games. That's basically what you're doing. So, and the crazy thing about this Texas A&M team, they should have went after somebody like Lane Kiffin. Because honestly, if you get Lane Kiffin, right, and you put Lane Kiffin with those recruits, let's talk about Texas A&M recruits first, and then I'll get back to the Lane Kiffin. Texas A&M had the number 1 recruiting class last season. Y'all remember last season they had the number 1 recruiting class, where they had all those defensive linemen. They had Evan Stewart, which is the star wide receiver. They had all of these top players that came there that they bought, and that's what Nick Saban said. That's what got Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher into it, because he said you bought all of these recruits. So you spend all of this money on this recruit, and you're only winning 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 9 games a season. If I'm gonna spend $100 million up on players, I'm gonna spend $50 million, $60 million up on players, and another $100 million up on a coach, I need at least 1 national championship out of that. If they make it to the SEC championship game, or even the college football playoff, then I feel like my money was well spent. But I can't say that my money is well spent if I'm not even making it to neither one of those games. And that is the problem. That's why I'm putting Jimbo Fisher on this hot seat. Jimbo Fisher is not going to get fired, but he's going to be on the hot seat for the most likely probably the rest of his time, his tenure here at Texas A&M. Because Texas A&M is one of those schools, they want to win now. Let me tell y'all. Can y'all imagine if Deion Sanders was hired at Texas A&M with all of that money that they have, with his swagger and with the fan base that he brings with him? Now that is something that's gonna put college football on notice, because you got a school that's willing to spend all of this money. Because Texas A&M gonna open up the checkbook. So Deion ain't got to do nothing. He's gonna recruit, but he don't have to do what he's doing at Colorado, because he's gonna be stealing recruit after recruit after recruit. Because Texas A&M is gonna pay. They're gonna make sure that those players are paid good. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Deion Sanders going down to Texas A&M, or Deion Sanders going down to Florida? What would be the ultimate get back for Florida State if Deion Sanders went to Florida? That would be the ultimate give back. That would be the biggest. That right there would be, oh my God, that right there would be a headline of his own. Former Florida State superstar Deion Sanders goes to Florida. That would be the ultimate get back if he did that. Which I would choose Texas A&M over Florida, only because Florida brings more revenue. They got more money, so I can pretty much max out what I want to do at Texas A&M with all of that. And with the 12th man, they just making the 12th man even bigger. That's one of the hardest places to play at. That is the one thing. That's who they should go after. If I'm Texas A&M, I go after Coach Prime. I go after Coach Prime and his staff. How much is it going to take you to get you away from there? Get you from Colorado? Because honestly, and it's going to match. It's going to fit just right for Texas A&M. I'm going to tell y'all what Texas A&M should be doing. Let whatever going to play out for Colorado this season. Let Jimbo Fisher go for next season. Let it play out. See what's going to happen. Now, Shedeur Sanders is probably going to, but he ain't got no choice here. He's going to the league next season because he'll be a senior. Okay, so now Deion have no ties to Colorado. Now, Texas A&M come and they're sitting across from you, and they're telling you all the things that they can give you. We can give you this. We can give you that. We can give you this. Deion's going to listen. When you got Texas A&M come knocking at your door, Texas A&M or Texas, you need to listen. Florida, whichever one comes first. That could be the ultimate get back, him going to Florida State. But that is what I think needs to happen. And another coach that's on the hot seat is Indiana coach Tom Allen. Indiana, they just a mess. Indiana, they was once promising. They was once one of those promising type of schools, and they're paying him $12 million. You need to win now. You have to win now when you're making that type of money. If you're making $2 million, okay, you can lose a little bit. Now, his first season, he was 6-2. That's the COVID season. But since then, he's been 8-21. 2-18 in the Big 12. You have to win when you're making that type of money. And that's why I say Tom Allen, it's time. It's time at Indiana. It's probably coming to an end. Another coach I'm going to say something about is Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker time at Michigan State was going to be numbered because he wasn't winning. But ultimately, they ended up firing him for other reasons. But his time was going to be numbered. He was on the hot seat as well. These teams, when they paying you $70, $80 million, dude, they want to win now. And then when you win your first season there, you win games. You win 9, 10 games. That next season, you got to win 11. That next season, you got to win 12, 13 games. You can't win 10 games, 11 games your first season, and then after that, you win 5 games and 8 games. No, because your time is going to be numbered at that school when you do that. So these are my 5 coaches, well, my 4 coaches that I think with Sam Pittman, his time is numbered. Sam Pittman can be fired anytime, at any time now. Billy Napier, I think he can make Billy Napier and Jimbo Fisher, they got a little bit more leeway. They got a little bit more room because their contracts. Not because of them, it's their contract. But I can see Texas A&M saying, you know what, let's cut bait. But I can also see Texas A&M letting it play out this season, let it play out next season, and see where Deion Sanders in Colorado is after next season. When his son is going to the NFL, how can we get him to College Station? But man, y'all tell me what y'all think about this. What other coaches do y'all think is on the hot seat? What other coaches do y'all feel is not cutting the mustard? Okay, because Georgia, the Alabamas, these dudes right here spent money on their coaches in there, and that's the money well spent. You know, USC, another coach, Lincoln Riley. You're losing your Heisman Trophy candidate, but you know what? Lincoln Riley will be good because he's going to continue to win games. He's going to continue to get top quarterbacks. He's going to continue to get top players. He might not get top defense. His defensive coordinator needs to be replaced. But these are other coaches that could easily been on my list. Because depending on how the next few weeks go, hey, USC, they can be looking at Lincoln Riley side-eye as well. But it's other coaches out there. What y'all tell me? Y'all tell me who y'all think should be on my hot seat. You know, the Real Untouchable podcast, coaches hot seat heading into week 8. And also, I will be doing this again. This right here going to be a segment that I'm going to be doing every week. What coaches will be on the Real Untouchable podcast hot seat heading into week 9. Make sure y'all stay tuned, man. Thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable podcast with me, Ray Dick. Y'all have a blessed weekend, and don't work too hard, man. Y'all, peace.